AITA for jumping out of a bathroom window to avoid my mom's attempt at forcing a reunion between me and my ex-fiance. And here's the kicker. By you, holidayaholethrow. You'll love to hear it, people. I had been dating my ex-fiance, Sarah. Sarah, is this a joke?
No, I swear to God. I just chose them all from the group.
Jenna, 3 of the situations have had Sarah
with an H
in them. It's crazy.
Actually, wow. See, even when I'm not doing a theme, I do a theme.
This is amazing.
Danny hates my themes, but the themes will win out.
I had been dating my ex-fiance, Sarah, with an H, for 4 years. We had been planning to get married in November 2020, but I found out at the start of this month that she cheated on me. I broke it off. Being cheated on is, in my mind, completely emasculating and humiliating. I don't know if it's emasculating. I don't know if I buy that. We'll come back.
Wow, I'm surprised. Okay.
So I never told anyone that was the reason we broke up. For obvious reasons, Sarah also didn't tell people we broke up because she cheated. Some people have quote-unquote blamed me for the breakup, including my mom. Wow. They just see that I dumped her out of the blue. I've gone very strict no contact with Sarah. Something I've thought about myself.
Whatever, same.
She has been talking with my mom and has convinced her that if we could talk one more time, we would be able to reconcile. My mom has been applying hardcore pressure on me to talk with Sarah, but I've explained that there's no chance we will ever get back together. So tonight, I go over to my mom's place because she's hosting family for Christmas Eve. I'm there for a bit when the doorbell rings and I can see it's Sarah. My mom says she invited Sarah so we can work this out in the spirit of the holidays. What the F?
I hate that shit.
I'm pissed now because the only way to explain my side of the story is to tell everyone I was cheated on. Complete humiliation in front of my whole family. So as my mom goes to the front door, I go into the bathroom. My mom starts knocking on the door saying that I need to come out and talk to my ex like an adult. I say, F it, kick out the window screen, get in my car, and go home. My mom called a short while ago saying she's cutting ties with me over my behavior. She's really fixated on me jumping out of a window. And that Sarah will always be like a child to her. My sister called me after to ream me out for ruining Christmas. I broke down and told her that Sarah cheated on me, which is why I dumped her and didn't want to see her under any circumstances. She called me a big asshole who was lying to cover for myself. Am I really in the wrong? Wild.
No.
Jenna, take the floor. What say you?
Oh my gosh, not the a-hole on this one. And the balls on Sarah. I can't even believe this girl doing all of this stuff and then showing up on Christmas Eve. Man, she emasculated him. I can see why he felt that way because that would be humiliating. And I'm furious at his family for this guy. And usually I have to think about things a little bit and I go back and forth and I have empathy for both sides. And on this one, I am just fully, I don't know this guy's name, but I'm team this guy.
Yeah.
So
I agree with that. I mean, I guess the emasculating thing, I'm just trying, I don't know.
I'm actually surprised that you didn't agree with this, but that's a good surprise. But if I'm following his logic, I think his reasoning is I couldn't please my woman, so she cheated on me. Now I'm emasculating.
I would never have that thought. Yeah, if one of my friends is like, hey, my girlfriend cheated on me, I would be like, oh my God, what a piece of shit she is. I would never be like, you not strong man enough.
Thank God. Oh my gosh. Whew, just when I was starting to lose my faith.
Yeah, kind of recently though, there was people being called cucks.
Yeah.
Just because they're blaming men when women cheat on them, which is not cool. And I would never do that. But I can see why his mind might have gone there. And look, this guy might not have had a very hard life, which good for him is not my place to judge that. But this could have been the worst thing that ever happened to him, right? So it's traumatic. And maybe he didn't deal with it the way I would have. I think he kind of could have done some great, he could have gotten so much sympathy sex. It looks like he just dumped some girl randomly. He's not going to probably get a new girlfriend with that story. So he didn't handle it maybe ideally, but I've had trauma before and I also didn't handle it ideally.
Right.
You can't blame someone for that necessarily. You want your family at the very least to be on your side. And I can see why he didn't come to them when he was feeling vulnerable. His sister saying that he ruined Christmas is terrible.
Well,
that's just
yes, I just think it's sad.
I see his family's side, though. I think what's so paradoxical here is that he was being so classy. Even though you didn't really mean to be, because to him this was all about the shame. It was out of shame,
yeah.
It was out of shame.
Oh, yeah.
But it's very classy for someone to cheat on you and then for you to not out them as a cheater, because you better believe I'm going like I'm going to the Times.
Fucking earth. Yep.
Exactly.
Oh, me too. Like any opportunity for like pure spite, I am just excited for. I'm like, please cheat on me so I can ruin your day.
Honestly, I'm almost there with you.
He was class act until then. But again, I don't know what they thought would happen. Like, what's a good thing to happen? There's no good scenario here.
Yeah, they tried to like play Parent Trap with him, basically. They're like, if we just get them in a room.
Yeah.
I mean, the mother sounds like a big fat narcarino to me. She is, what is this move? It's so domineering. It's so weird. Like, even if he dumped her out of nowhere, it's like, so? He has a right to dump her? I mean, come on.
It's like you're choosing your fake daughter over your actual son. What's gone wrong in this relationship?
And like, what kind of son did you raise then if you don't trust him like that? Like, that's your work.
That's a good point. And it's sad that the whole family is against him too. Like the sister doesn't even believe him when he finally breaks down. Like she's just like, oh, you're lying to cover your ass.
That said, now, I don't think this makes him an asshole at all. But I do think that OP's problem is that he just won't come to terms with what happened. And he'll literally jump out of a window to avoid that. All he needed to do was stand his freaking ground and say, she needs to go, she's a cheater, and have the big showdown that he's been refusing to have for months and months and months. I don't know how long it's been.
I totally feel you. But I also feel like when you actually have to come face to face with your ex, it's a whole different ballgame, and like it just all those emotions like rush up, and like I see why you would flee. You know, like you see that person and you just want to vomit or run away.
Right. Fight or flight. It totally kicks in.
There we go.
It's true.
Yeah, like and I was thinking about it too. I'm like, okay, so in stressful situations, I always in my mind, I'm like, I'm gonna be a hero. And then, so I have a plan, and then I hear like a really small noise and I crumple to the floor just because like in the moment, I am not as cool as I am in my head. And it doesn't always work out how I would like it to. So I can understand somebody being like, oh God, what do I do? And just like literally busting out a window. Maybe extreme, but I get it.
Sarah C. writes, NTA for not wanting contact with your ex, and not even TA for not wanting to discuss why. That's personal, and you're under no obligation to share it, although it might help, which I think is spot on. Like, in this case, it has been an extreme detriment, this concealing.
It would have helped.
Oh, for sure. For sure. It looks like it's kind of like a movie where we're all like, dude, just tell everyone, like, you're in the right here, but you're ruining it.
Right. And he's ruining it, and he's making himself seem even more wrong when he says nothing. It's so weird. It makes him seem shady.
Right.
Yeah. It does.
Sarah goes on, but YTA for seeing your partner's faithfulness as a mirror on your own masculinity. Oh boy, this sounds like a Sarah thing to say. I mean, my Sarah, S-A-R-A Sarah.
Aww.
There's too many Sarahs in this episode, Sarah. What Sarah's what? And knocking out window screens to avoid dealing with it. Just walk out the door like a normal person. You're handling it poorly. So is mom. Use your big kid words. True.
Yeah, I mean, he's like wrong for thinking that, but I'm not gonna say that it's like a YTA situation. Like,
yeah, it's like,
just like, yeah, you shouldn't think that. It's not productive or helpful.
It's toxic masculinity.
I guess you're right. Oh my God, Danny, you learned.
I'm learning. I mean, it's a very strange view because it's like I just don't think cheating is. I guess cheating does come from a place of dissatisfaction, or it can, but
it's not sexual dissatisfaction always.
Well, I mean, is masculinity purely sexual gratification?
I guess when I was thinking emasculating, I was thinking of like your dick. So that's kind of where I went with that line of reasoning.
I mean, I just think it's a really weird. There's so many reasons people can cheat. They could also cheat because they're bored, or someone hot hit on them, or they ran into John Travolta, or they ran into
you wouldn't put away the
just
dishes.
Who they are as a person. Some people, that's their vibe.
Yeah.
No,
I just think it's like, I think she's right that it's not like a healthy way to think of it, but I just think she's coming too hard. I think it's sad.
It is sad. And you're right. I don't think it makes him the asshole.
And it's like, bro, don't internalize that shit. Like, that's not your fault. Externalize that shit. Get mad at her.
There we go. Top Reddit comment by I Choose You Snorlax. Definitely a top 20 Reddit username there. F that. Your mom, Sarah, and your sister are all assholes. The nerve of her to show up at your mom's house. I'm pissed off just reading this. I don't understand why your mother is so invested in Sarah. If there's another Sarah in this episode, I'm going to need medication. Why would you want to tell her Sarah cheated on you? Give me some Prozac. After how your sister acted. What an effing mess. Not going to lie. You kicking out the screen and taking off through the window is straight savage.
It is. I love
mean,
it.
all this insanity and running away from this problem, it really does make OP look bad, but in no way, I mean, look, how much does it cost to fix a window screen? Like, he just didn't do anything that was that bad.
Whatever, he can pay for it. I don't think, they're not even at that point yet. The mom's cut him off totally. Like, it's about
Can they
more
even
than
get in the bathroom? Like, to see the damage? How are they
It's still locked. We lost the bathroom during the holidays.
Some say it's still locked to this day.
Well, I think we all agree here. AITA for jumping out of a bathroom window to avoid my mom's attempt at forcing a reunion between me and my ex-fiance. Huge NTA.
That was a long
and
title.
The mom is, right?
Oh, absolutely. And the
Absolutely.
sister.
And the sister. And
Everyone,
the aunt.
can we have a verdict like everyone else sucks?
Everyone else sucks.
Literally.